these unresolved, maybe it's madness. I'm begging you, please pick up the call. You're causing me damage. I should've known, wasn't your fault, don't even matter. I wasn't thinking clear, trying to take it there. Scared to lose it all, I won't stand a chance. And I don't wanna fake it. What if I can't walk away? You got me standing in the rain, hoping I don't make the same mistake. Same mistake. Hoping I don't make the same mistake. I'm just standing in the rain, hoping I don't make the same mistake. Hand out, she holds. It's feeling like we've been here before. We're both so broke. That's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't walk too slow. We can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before. We've all been here before.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another semester of Esports Madness. I am Ben Kincaid, joined by Molly Denz. How are you doing today?
Oh, it's a wonderful day for some esports, Ben. This winter break has been too long without our Shenandoah University broadcast. I know you and I and our whole prod team today have been really excited about getting back into the swing of things because we've had quite a few changes come along within the past couple of weeks. We got some new teams, we got some new faces on some of our teams, some new toys to play with that we're actually going to experiment here in a little bit. But we also have a fun new graphic for you guys, actually, to kick us off here. Instead of us just listing off all of the team names one by one that we're going to play against, why not just give you a full visual of what this week's going to look like? And man, is it busy.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, just look at that thing. The whole week all in one graphic. Today, we have our Varsity Rocket League playing Florida Southern here. That's what you will be seeing on the broadcast tonight. We also have Academy Street Fighter 6 tonight as well. Tuesday, we can see there, we got Overwatch. We have Super Smash Bros. Wednesday, Tekken Thursday. A pretty big day. Varsity and Academy Super Smash Bros. Will be playing alongside our Varsity Rocket League. And then to wrap it all up on Friday, good old Overwatch.
Oh, yeah. I'm a big Overwatch fan. I'm a little biased. I may or may not be on the Overwatch team. A couple times.
Okay.
All
right.
It's okay. We love our games. But Rocket League, Ben, that's kind of our thing. It's kind of our comfort zone. And we got to see a lot of ups and downs throughout the last season with this team. I think the biggest thing that changed with our Rocket League team is that we no longer have an academy team. All of our rosters have combined, so there's now a total of 5 rostered players on our varsity squad this year.
Yeah, no, it's going to be really exciting to see kind of where this substitution comes into play, right? Because we know we have Pagani sitting in the back on that sub position. He, I believe, is GC2 right now is his ranking. So pretty solid player. Room to grow, of course, for everyone on this squad, but very excited to see where that sub comes in if they do. I believe that he will be playing Thursday nights on NECC, so excited to see him there. And I believe we just got word. We have a little bit of an interview for you guys. Let's give it over to Chris.
Thanks, guys. I want to welcome you live to our esports arena here out where the action actually takes place. I'm Chris Clayton, and I'm joined by one of our players here tonight, Mango. And I just want to ask you a couple questions before we get into the game, right? I won't keep you too long. I'll let you keep getting warmed up. But coming into the season, right, how you feeling? First day of competition back on campus.
Yeah, we're feeling good. Had a chance to look at the bracket beforehand. Kind of mixed feelings, mixed emotions kind of thing. But looking to get a good start here for the beginning of the season.
Absolutely, and I want to take a moment to reflect a little bit. I believe last semester you guys finished 2-5 in your NACE bracket. I wanted to just ask if there was anything you guys really took away. What's some of the big stuff that you want to try to translate into this semester?
Well, last semester we were kind of running a dual roster. We had an A team and a B team, and we always had to like kind of switch in between whether we were playing in NECC or NACE. And now this semester we only have one team, playing in just the single bracket. So I think being able to play with only one team is going to allow us to build better chemistry and get used to playing with each other more than it would if we were switching in between 2 rosters.
Absolutely. And now I want to ask about that roster. Have you guys had much of an opportunity to stay coherent and keep practicing over the break? I mean, we have a long break here at Shenandoah, so do you guys keep practicing, or are you guys going to shake some rust off tonight?
Definitely still a little de-rusting is going to happen no matter what, but we had a chance to play a couple of times over break. Definitely some scrims got done, some individual play, some individual development that was really important. But yeah, no, definitely going to be tedious today. Some rust is still going to come off, but before that, I mean, it's just going to be a good time.
Absolutely, and I'll hit you with one more. You got a strong opponent today in Florida Southern, right? They finished last semester with a pretty strong record. I just want to ask, what kind of preparation goes into an opponent like this specifically, and how are you feeling specifically with your performance coming into tonight?
Well, it's kind of the same as our team. They have one player that is a little bit better than both of the others and can perform well on his own and with a team, whereas the other two are kind of like filler roles. They kind of fill in that kind of second man, third man positioning around him. So our goal is if he is ever on the ball or is ever moving up the field, be careful and know exactly where he is at all times. Kind of just be prepared to deal with him when he becomes an issue. So that's the game plan for now. It's going to change no matter what. Everything changes, so we'll see.
Sounds good. Well, hey, I don't want to keep you any longer. Good luck today. That will do it for Mango down here. We will have a camera down here in the arena to keep you up to date with all the action. So we're glad you're back. We're happy to be back. It's going to be a lot of fun. Don't go anywhere, but I'm going to throw it back to the desk to take us into the game here shortly.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Mango, for giving us a little bit of insight onto what the semester and what the goals are for the team this year, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting stuff through and through. But first, I mean, we saw Mango, right?
We did. We
tried
did see the guy.
the captain of the team, but we have familiar faces again for our roster, right? We have Kyazii back again, and then we have Elim. We see them now up on the screen. I mean, you can see Kyazii's excitement to be back in the driver's seat for the semester.
I think it's like the trademark Kyazii reaction of like
think so,
any
yeah.
time like something exciting happens, I expect him to stand up and just strike that exact pose. And like there's so much passion behind this roster. It's awesome to watch. We've seen them grow over the past 3 semesters now.
Yeah,
that they've
about
been
3 semesters.
doing this. So we're on semester number 4 with a newer roster. Look at them getting hyped up. It's actually our
Look at
brand
Kyazii.
new Roman camera, our new toy that we were
yeah.
talking about. So very exciting that we're able to implement that into our broadcast. I think Kyazii's just as excited as we are. Look at him.
Look, is he making ears? Yeah, trying to hear the crowd. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, he's such a goof. I love him.
Don't know how to put it.
I mean, yeah, we're having fun here. I know Mango's probably getting
He's
some
invisible,
water or
don't worry,
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah, invisible in the chair and in game as well.
Oh, that's
sometimes.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's kind of mean.
Well, I meant that more so actually as like they can't see him coming.
Oh,
but
okay, so you meant it in a nice way. So
yeah,
really,
I didn't mean it in a nice way, but the way it came out was not was not
one of those
that
things where you gotta
at
think before
all.
you speak, kind
Yeah.
of deal.
But it was meant in a very positive light. Don't worry.
I can't
worry.
even tell you who this is. I gotta sit down.
Oh,
there we go.
Okay, yep, there he is.
I love that. See,
Oh
and
my goodness.
this is the best thing about the Rocket League team is that they always come in with such positive energy to
Yeah.
these games. Like even I almost said Griffin, as Mango was talking about, is kind of just shaking off the rust. This is where they can get that competitive base for the remainder of the semester, kind of going on ahead. And you did see too that there's sophomores and juniors on the team. You also have 2 that are also on the bench. So there's a lot of future still left for this set roster of players. And this is just going to be another one of those benchmarks against a rather even opponent.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great all around, right? We talked to Joe Qoallrk, the coach, a little bit earlier, right? He's saying this team is ready to go, right? They're looking to try to start off this semester strong with a win against Florida Southern here. And honestly, they can do it, right? When we look at Florida Southern, they have a very, very strong team, right? They have an SSL. I believe it's a GC3 and a GC2 as well on that roster. But looking at last season, Florida Southern, they went all the way to LCQ, right? Getting knocked out 3-2 to Condors Esports, but they had a very, very promising season.
Yeah, they certainly did. And I think that when we look at where Florida Southern's kind of coming into this is that they were just shy of making those playoffs.
Yep.
And it was a little bit different, I think, for Shenandoah because you're coming in fresh into this. You were in a much higher division than you were previously. So it was kind of making that adjustment. And honestly, it wasn't the best result that the Hornets wanted to get. And they're coming into this spring semester, I almost said fall semester, it's not fall. The spring semester of NACE competition, kind of refreshed and ready to head off. There are some familiar faces when you look at this group, especially in Kyazii, WVWC, both opponents that they played in previous seasons. ETSU, also common to see in a lot of our other brackets for Shenandoah, because this is a regional-based competition. So the Hornets, some new faces and some old ones to kind of get them started.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll really just have to kind of see. ETSU, you did mention, I think, have played our Smash Bros. Team just a few, like last semester, I'm pretty sure they played them at least twice.
Something like
I think
that,
they
yeah.
met them regular season, obviously, and then in the playoff bracket as well. I believe they had to go through ETSU. Not sure if that's 100% true, but I think I can hit it. I think
It
I
sounds
got
about
it.
right
I
to
don't
me.
know, something around there. Yeah, I'm
don't
not.
count Smash.
I don't count Smash.
Yeah.
I watch though. I cheer.
You do.
I
We do cheer. We work we usually work back a house for
That is
that
true.
one. So
We do that.
yeah. Another kind of interesting pattern is that most of the games that the Hornets played that we got to see, the 2 wins, they had the 2 wins and then they had outs. All their wins were 3-0s.
Yeah,
which is quite
that is
interesting.
true.
You don't see that in a pattern a whole lot. So, and you think even further back, those last semesters, it was 5-game series, 5-game series, 5-game series. It never really stopped. So now they're able to cut these series shorter. And we got to see how that can pay off in the endurance, which especially is going to be challenging because you're coming off about a month of not practicing as a team.
Yeah, no, it's been a while. We had a long winter break this year, right?
Did,
This is just week 2, right? We came back, January 27th? I believe this was the first day of classes. So it's been a minute since they've been on stage playing in front of all of you folks at home and the friends here in the arena as well. So they're hoping to start off on the right foot to really get that ball rolling early. And who am I looking at? Mango, right?
Yep.
He is that striker position, that star player on this team that always comes through when we need him most.
And he said it himself, too, is that what both of these teams are going to have in common is that they have a player who has more experience and therefore a greater mechanical prowess in a lot of areas. And for Shenandoah's case, that's going to be Mango today. And in the past, I know that we've seen the Hornets try to adjust to more of like an even play style. Everybody has the same amount of offense versus defense and having these cleaner rotations. But they're deciding to fall more back onto those strengths in certain areas, and that's especially where we can see Griffin Mango start to take over some of these series on his own pace. If you give him the room to run, he's certainly going to take off.
Yeah, he's very mechanically sound, right?
Yes.
And Elim and Kyazii do a great job at complementing his talent and his mechanics, right? They are very good at finding the right pathings and the right angles to really place this ball in a prime position for Mango to try to capitalize on it. And frankly, sometimes it's really hard to defend, right? Because they really know how to play those corners and that kind of midfield range. They are also very strong at navigating those kind of tricky areas to make sure that Mango can have an angle and have some kind of path to the ball to try to capitalize and score a goal.
And one thing that we kind of saw at the end of last semester, too, was we saw a massive step up from Kyazii.
Yes,
if you remember those last couple of games, he really started to find himself there in terms of his offensive presence, whether it was more in the assist department or kind of taking over and being that one last touch that the Hornets really needed. He really was able to step up. And those are the kind of performances we want to see. Nate has always been that more like defensive-y sort of player. Great around the midfield. Hasn't been too much on the offensive side, but that's not really because it's been needed. The Hornets have been a historically defensive team, and he's a big part of that.
Yeah, no, I remember last semester, Mango and Elim worked very well together in tandem, right? Kyazii was also kind of towards that back end, switching in and out with Elim as needed on that defense, offense, supportive kind of side of things. And Kyazii, I mean, he has some heaters down midfield sometimes, just on goal, on target shots that come seemingly out of left field. And when you have a player that's really good at taking those deep, long shots, that means on the defensive side, you always have to be on your A game because you never know when a ball is going to be in a dangerous spot.
As you say that, the one thing that came back to get the Hornets out at the time were those shots that were from past midfield. That's just the nature of Rocket League. You leave the back door open, then something's going to find its way in. And more often than not, if you're not ready for it, then it's going to be that longer field game. So I'm going to keep a very close eye on how these rotations are forming today between both teams. Is it going to be a similar style from Florida Southern? Are they going to be setting up Astro, I believe, who's their SSL player, to be more of that big hero striker? Are they going to play a more well-rounded style that we've seen other teams attempt? You think like, you see car, you see ball, you see net, you think, oh, this is a simple game. It hurts my head to think about it sometimes.
Yeah, no, for real. I mean, there's boost pads everywhere. There's all these different paths that get you to certain spots in the field a lot faster than the other ones.
They do.
Not sure what those paths are. That's probably why I'm like silver or probably unranked, frankly.
Yeah. I can't get my car off the ground, so you're better than me.
I can do the jump, but as soon as I hit boost,
Get
right down. Yeah, I don't know how to stay up in the air, but these guys certainly do, right? Another thing I'm interested on for how they are going to slow down this Florida Southern team, right? Specifically with Astro. Kyazii does a great job at kind of disrupting these pathings that we just touched on, right? Kyazii knows what angle needs to be taken and is good at getting those bumps and just really just disrupting the flow of the opposing team's offensive setups. And if they can keep that up and keep Astro kind of at bay, I mean, they might be looking pretty good this year.
Become more of a demolition expert kind of deal, you know?
Demo derby.
I mean, hey, we've seen him before. Kyazii, Mango too. He likes to get a little aggro. Like, if he's angry, you're going to know it. There will just be cars exploding, and usually he's the culprit. Typically, that doesn't happen in game number 1. The pace tends to start a little slow as these teams are kind of feeling each other out for the day. But this is a good sign, Ben. It means we're getting just about ready to head into our first best-of-5 series of the year.
Yeah, I can't wait I am so excited to watch some car soccer, specifically this team that we have here at Shenandoah. 3 semesters together thus far playing as this unit as we go into kickoff. Kyazii taking control of that one. Florida Southern kicking it back into that corner. Defensive side already for SU. Shot going wide for Florida Southern, trying to maintain possession. But Kyazii says, we'll be taking that right back. Mango now setting up an approach for Elim, just barely missing on that ball.
The vision is there. The comms were in place, a little bit off on the positioning on that ball. That's what you want to see from the Hornets. Mango pass to himself off the back wall, and will be the first goal for the Hornets in 2025.
I mean, that's just picture perfect, right? Pass off the wall, is able to squeak just past Astro that was trying to take that corner bump, and SU first on the board in the first 20 seconds of game 1.
The one thing that the Hornets wanted to go their way when we asked their coach, like, what's the goal for today? What are we kind of looking forward to? And they said, we want to start off strong. And I got to say, a goal in the first 20 seconds, Ben, gives us just that indication.
Yeah, I mean, that is exactly what you want to look for. Astro now trying to find this cross, but won't be able to find the connection with their team. I believe it was Soj that was in position of that one. A clear, not quite on target. Kyazii back to receive that one. Shots on goal. Astro follows up and ties it at 1.
And it's kind of what we expected from Florida Southern, too. Kyazii had a little bit of a rough interaction on that net. Mango was right on the tail that we saw there of Soj trying to disrupt that centering play, but that's what you have for Astro, to be that striker, the one to hit the most important tap, and that lead gone just so quick.
And there's the first demo, right? Astro on to Elim. We thought it could be a bloody game 1, and thus far, at the first minute, they do get the demo. Zipper trying to find that angle into the goal, but won't be able to do so with the defense coming through from SU. Ball now hovering around midfield. Some clears coming into the corners, but right now, both teams trying to set up an angle to try to push their offensive game.
A big pass from downtown. Soj to Astro mid-air, getting an attempted follow-up on their own assist, but won't quite find it. Florida Southern are playing in the top half of this arena from what we've seen in Shenandoah. Those are 50s that aren't always favorable to take, and they haven't really been attempting them so far. Going for the more reaction-type plays on the defense, which is really tricky when you find yourself in situations like that.
Yeah, Elim was trying to find that kind of back post positioning, but just went barely a little bit too far. I think he might have still been in the air, just barely unable to turn around in time to try to find that save. But Florida Southern, that's the attack that we expected to come from this team.
They're just playing so far above where the Hornets are willing to go. And look at that, even Astro attempting to get the full carry. Elim's starting to realize that, hey, we can't just let them rule the skies here. We need to find a way, start taking these 50s and these 1s. Mango, nice bump on Soj. Any further follow-up in that regard. Astro not a ton of momentum here. Actually, Mango disrupts the play enough for Kyazii to keep the ball alive in this back corner. Attempted pass towards center, but he wasn't quite ready for the shot.
Kyazii trying to find that angle, but not able to position the car in time. And now we see Mango having to go back on defense, interrupting the pass that was going right towards Astro's car. Mango struggling to get it out of the corner. Florida Southern doing a great job at maintaining possession. The cross coming through up top, but Soj won't be able to find the angle. Good defense coming through from the Hornets.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about, that defensive team that we've kind of come to know. They're very comfortable when it comes to this side, but problem is, defense can win you games, yes, but not if you don't have the lead, so got to start somewhere with that. Mango ran out of boost mid-air and was able to follow through, did drop to get the middle. It's gone through one defender. That's about all he's going to manage to do. This ball kind of waving dangerously in this corner, waiting for someone to get a definitive touch, and Mango finds himself in so much traffic in front of the Florida Southern net.
Yeah, Mango trying to get that ball through that defense, but unable to do so. Boost being used. The pass off of the corner won't be able to connect with anyone. No follow-up from the Hornets. Elim still maintaining possession of this ball thus far. Mango has Boost ready and available. This could be the moment, but Mango unable to find the angle to put that one right in the back of the net. A Will Jenkins classic.
It was an awkward bounce off the floor there that they couldn't quite get a read on. In a minute 2:20 left to go in this game, too. And I think Florida Southern, they want to go back to what was working, and it was these big aerial carries that got them so far, but Astro running out of juice, just shy of that initial goal box. Look how fast that this ball is moving. The Hornets are attempting to keep up with this fast pace that Florida Southern have set.
Yeah, Zipper doing a great job on this defensive side. Now we see Astro up in the air trying to find that waterfall angle, but Kyazii says no, not just yet, pushing that one off into the corner. But now with a minute to go and playing this defensive side, a shot on goal from mid. Astro finds it, 2-goal lead for Florida Southern.
Look at this dude. Mango committed on the first save. Kyazii attempted to bump it over to the side, and it was just Astro hoping that he would go a little bit far to the right, and that's exactly what happens. Nails it home with that insurance point that Florida Southern needed.
Kickoff again in favor of Florida Southern here. Mango in the air will find that touch, finds a demo onto Zipper as well, but Soj able to push that one out of the corner, wins out on the 50-50. Now Astro trying to make it a 3-score game, won't be able to do so. The follow-up coming through from Florida Southern does go just wide. Now Mango one-on-one with Soj. Will he try to find the cross? No. Soj playing patient, playing good defense, keeping Shenandoah out of the net.
And the attempted fake there. Kind of read by the Florida Southern defense. Knowing they don't really need to score, they just need to keep Shenandoah out of scoring range, and with this ball moving its way through the blue part of the pitch, it's looking pretty darn good for them to close out game one. The bounce in an awkward spot when this ball moves slow. That's when it gets scary, and it'll be Soj to capitalize on it.
I mean, Soj just in the air, just dancing with this ball in front of SU. Goes low. Kyazii trying to get the read that he's going to go down the middle, but no. The bottom left corner is found. 4-1 Florida Southern here. 8 seconds to go in game number one.
Yeah, this one is just about as good as over here. Florida Southern, they kind of came out guns blazing once Hornets got that first point in those first 20 seconds, and looking at a 4-1 scoreline for the first game of the NACE season here. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. When we look at game ones a lot of the time, Ben, it's teams getting a feel for each other, making sure things don't get too out of hand. I think that one got a little out of hand in terms of how fast this pace was moving, and it looks like Florida Southern were just a little bit more comfortable with that.
Yeah, no, I mean, Astro was all over the place, right? That is the player that we were looking at going into this matchup and saying, hey, we need to see where this player is. We need to know where Astro is going to be on the pitch. And SU, to start, it looks like they had full control of where Astro was going to be going. But towards the end there, Astro was able to slip behind enemy lines a few times, trying to get these touches and these crosses to Zipper and to Soj. And then as well, coming in through mid and finding these follow-up attacks that Mango and the crew was not able to defend.
It was kind of like, it was almost like a sugar crash there. Like, you came out at the start, like, yeah, this is great, I'm having a great time. And then suddenly, like, oh, no, I can feel my energy draining. And then you're just kind of stuck on the defense most of the game, which, again, defense can win you games. But once you start to lose that lead, you need to find your way through the other half of the field. And I think there was just a lot of moments there where some reads were slightly off on both sides, but it definitely favored Florida Southern more than it did the Shenandoah Hornets. So when we look ahead into game two, I want to take notice to how is this pace going? Are we going to try to keep up with this kind of chaotic all for one kind of deal, or are we going to slow it down and try to play this more calculated style of game?
Yeah, and when SU plays calculated, I feel they look so darn good, right? When they really take the time to look at these angles. Kyazii in the air might want to take it himself, won't be able to do so. Soj in position on that defense, but this is the stuff from SU that sometimes goes their way, sometimes doesn't, right? Those kickoff goals are a kind of common occurrence for this SU squad sometimes. Astro now in the air, the defense with the 50-50 going his way. Astro again capitalizing 1-0 Florida Southern.
In all honesty, Elim did everything that he could there. Astro could not have been positioned better. To be totally honest with you, that is why Florida Southern are feeding this guy the ball. You let him do crazy things like that. If you can get past Elim's save, then hey, good for you, Florida Southern. I'll start with the lead again.
Astro going back onto the defensive side. Elim trying to connect with their team members, but unable to do so. It was Elim that was in the air in mid. They're trying to speed up the ball a little bit, finding that pinch off of the ceiling. Astro, however, back in position. Kyazii getting back on defense, able to find that one, pushing it over to the corner. But again, we find SU struggling to get this ball out of harm's way.
I'm going to say it again. This ball is moving fast. We're not taking this time for breathers. The passes can't get set up just because of how chaotic this gameplay is. A little bit of a setup in main, but ain't quite anyone there to follow up. Astro, bit of a bump. So tries to make it unpredictable, but Kyazii one step ahead will keep it at a 1 goal difference.
Mango tossing it up in the air will try to capitalize it himself, but won't be able to do so. And here comes Astro. Elim again unable to connect and find that save. But I mean, hey, Astro's an SSL, man. They know how to move in the air, and that was picture perfect from Astro. Florida Southern 2-0.
Now, he's out here breaking ankles, I can tell you that
Oh,
much.
yeah.
Oh, that's his 5th now, actually, of the entire series. So you can already see where Florida Southern, where they like to put their cards. The Hornets, again, is it like that sugar crash again? We started really high, we had some great shots, but we haven't been able to quite return to that same thing just yet. And even there, a bit of a team collision between Mango and Kyazii. The synergy, this tempo has to come under control. Shenandoah has to take a bit of a deep breath here and recenter themselves.
They're trying to get this offensive side going. A shot on goal from Elim will be saved. Florida Southern somehow able to keep that one out of the net. Crosses coming left and right from SU, but none of them able to find any purchase. But now we still see now this offensive power of the Hornets starting to come alive here late in game number 2.
Yeah, we were in the orange part of the pitch, and we've actually had a couple of shots go on the way. That was an amazing save out of Astro. Any other player, we might be seeing a bit of a different outcome here. Mango playing the slow game, actually reverse, chasing down the ball. You don't see that one a whole lot.
Kyazii back on defense, trying to find this clear. Will be able to do so, but Zipper again in prime position to find this cross over to midfield. Mango getting demoed as well. Kyazii with a great bump. And then Elim with the clear. Mango trying to follow up. That one was on target. Mango finds the demo onto Astro. 2v3, but won't be able to do anything with that pressure.
The defense, this backboard play from Florida Southern has been on point, and the Hornets have had some incredible shots, but they're taking them from midfield. They're finding them, they're not winning a lot of these battles for control in the corner. Those are the 50s that they're trying to take, but right there, Soj picks their timing well and allows his team to come back in and keep this fight alive a little longer. Kyazii, big bank down to Mango. It's going to be up to Elim to keep this alive for some form of offense. Opts to just take the bump of the ball. Doesn't really too much boost to work with, but pulls off some gymnastics right there to keep this playable.
Elim is like the, you know, like the clown that's on like the globe in the circus. You know, they like on the big ball and they roll around. That's what Elim was just doing right there. But still unable to find a goal here in game number 2. 1.5 minutes to go, and relentless pressure coming through from Florida Southern.
Yeah, no, they have not let up the gas this entire game. I mean, there's been better signs of life. I think demos too from the Hornets help, but when you commit so far ahead, that's again where you leave the back door open, and Soj is waiting for it.
Yeah, I mean, Soj, mid of the pitch there, just falls right in their lap. Unable to get back on defense was SU. Still have 1:11 to work with, but with a 3-0 deficit, it's going to have to happen fast, right? You don't have a whole lot of time to get 3 goals to tie this one up, to potentially send it to overtime. And, I mean, Florida Southern, this offensive attack, the control of the ball that they've had all series long is still holding true.
We're kind of just seeing Astro everywhere all at once. We saw a bump there, too. And Shenandoah, and they're trying to get this defense going. Soj, a similar position, but it's kind of getting dangerous. And you're getting down low if the Hornets want to get themselves on the board for game 2. It's got to be right here and now. Big shot from downfield. The angling from Soj is darn near perfect. Threads the needle.
I mean, that was, just like you said, the perfect angle coming through from Soj. Kyazii was just barely too late to get a touch onto that ball to try to find that save. But that's the rotations, right? The rotations are not coming in as fast as SU needs them. The demos as well. Another shot from Astro right off of kickoff. What is that, 7, I believe, for Astro? 6? 6 goals for Astro and a 5-0 game 2 lead for Florida Southern.
Yeah, Florida Southern, they kind of got this one all set now. If it was 3 goals, I'd say maybe 5. You're going to push it a tad bit. And for the Hornets, again, this was supposed to be a game where you're getting your feet wet, you're figuring out what you need to work on for this season, and this is kind of just that wake-up call, right? You're getting used to what you need to do. If you get one on the board, that'd be great, and Mango is going to go ahead and break some ankles of his own to make sure that happens.
Mango will take it all by themselves there off of that kickoff. And that's the power of SU, right? They have the potential to get on the board, but they just need to figure out how to get through Florida Southern's clears and really find clears of their own, because they haven't really been able to do a whole lot of that, because Zipper has been in that backfield for Florida Southern, just sending it right back.
Or you just leave it wide open for Kyazii. He'll go ahead and take a little stat padding on that one. Absolute breakaway. Give Shenandoah a second here, and this is kind of what you need heading into likely a game 3 where you're going to have to reverse sweep. Ending it on a positive note was always nice.
Yeah, 2 quick goals there coming through from SU. Florida Southern will still most likely win this game number 2, up 3, 5 seconds left to go here. A save coming through from Elim. Once that ball hits the ground, Florida Southern will be up 2-0 on the series. SU, what do you do to stop the bleeding?
And that's the question they're going to be talking with their coach right now. And I think that what we've noticed with Shenandoah in the past is they're a very vibes-based team. We see them start so positive, so hype, and it goes great. And oftentimes that's why when they win their games, Ben, they're sweeps, because they can keep that positive energy going. But from that later point, it's really hard for them to recover that positive energy going forwards. And while you can often be your own worst enemy in this game, I don't necessarily think that this is an unachievable thing for the Hornets at all. If you can stand up, kind of take that mental reset that you need, the mechanics, if you can get those back up where you're having less of these close calls, then this is very well a game we can see a comeback in.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it in game number 1 early on there. They had that goal, Mango, with the self-pass coming through, being able to navigate that defensive setup coming through from Florida Southern. I mean, you said it. This is a vibes-based team, right? Take a breather, get excited, and let's go and try to run a reverse sweep here on Florida Southern. But it is a big ask, right?
Yeah.
Because if you look at Florida Southern, they've been looking pretty darn good on both sides of the pitch. Defensively, we see Zipper and Soj all over the place, finding save after save. And then offensively, Astro. How do you stop that man?
Exactly. You gotta find a way. And I think that it looked a little bit better when we saw the Hornets attempt to take these larger, these 50s that were in there that often they're very hard to get to. Don't get us wrong. We can barely get our collars off the ground, let alone to a very precise point in the sky. That's so difficult to do, and the Hornets often aren't taking that risk. And that'll be something to consider going on ahead into game number 3. But it does sound like we're gonna go ahead and throw it to a quick break before we continue with the rest of our Rocket League series. So don't go anywhere. Much more games still to be played.
Shenandoah University is a big little university rising.
With 22 Division III sports teams, over 200 areas of study,
over 300 annual performances, an elite academic esports program,
nationally ranked health professions programs, one of the biggest university presences on Broadway,
immersive AR and VR learning programs,
cybersecurity and computer science programs, and innovative undergrad and graduate programs.
all at a place that cares for you.
Shenandoah University is the big little university rising. Find out more at su.edu/rising.
We have the Esports Arena right here on campus in Winchester, Virginia, and this facility acts as the hub for all esports activity at Shenandoah University. Students are able to use this space not just for competition and practices, but also as a living learning community and a sandbox for them to come and explore and practice and try out things related to and through esports in the gaming industry, so that they're getting that hands-on learning and the skills necessary to help them find a career by the time they graduate. We also have the professional level broadcast production booth, where we do all of our broadcasting and production, from casting of our games that we play right here on campus to working with outside entities to record footage for them as well. In addition to the space that we have here in the Esports Arena is the Esports War Room. Our students get to use that space for studying, but also outside projects. So our students get to use this space for professional development and the academic side of our esports program, which is such a critical component to go with that competitive element that we have. So we combine all of our facilities at Shenandoah University with competition, community, and career preparation. We have over 250 days of programming, and there's something for everybody, and we want you to be part of it.
Sports, come to Shenandoah. It's a pretty cool spot if you want to learn a thing or two from Mr. Xander Merle Smith, who just won Educator of the Year at the Scholastic Awards, by the way. Shout out Xander.
Shout out Xander.
Good job.
And Seoul Shenandoah Esports Program of the Year, and our lovely director, Alyssa Duran, got Director of the Year. It was an eventful winter break for us, and I think honestly that it makes the motivation to come back even stronger. I was so excited for this semester. Like, who likes doing homework? Not me. But if it's esports homework, I am so down.
That is true.
Every day of the week, because they certainly do make it fun over here.
Oh yeah, it is a blast. I mean, I have not had a bad day since coming here, frankly. It has been go, and have some fun along the way. So yeah, I mean, pretty cool spot. But let's get back to the job at hand, right?
Yes.
Astro, stop. Please. Stop it. It hurts. It hurts so much.
If you're listening, you're just like directly like hopping to Florida Southern's comms right now. I'm like, hey, Astro,
yeah. Put me in the Discord
stop.
call. I'll be like, hey man, all right, I just want to have a word. Okay, you're killing us out here.
No,
let's see what we can do. Just rein it back a little bit.
Like it's a crazy performance from this team, and it's so weird because it's almost like I'm watching a mirrored version of how we've seen Shenandoah play in the past. Like Soj playing that assisting role that we've seen Elim in, Kyazii and Zipper, and more of that midfield sort of area. And then you got your strikers and Mango and Astro. I'm gonna bring us back though once again when you see how fast the power behind this ball, and I think that's causing a lot of these kind of slight misses. Like, you're so close to getting that touch, but it's not quite what you want, and those are the things that they're kind of adding up on the side of Shenandoah, and are coming back to bite them a little bit later on in the series. So I want to see how that can start to adjust going forwards. Demolitions are always an option. If you're having issues with these passes, take a piece out of the equation, getting more physical, getting aggressive. We've seen the Hornets play very reactive. They like that defensive style because it's more comfortable. But when the pace is so quick, you don't really have the room to make these decisions as much. That risk becomes a lot higher than the reward.
Yeah, and with the pace of this game, right, comes into play rotations. You need to find a way to have your team spread out and being able to cover these angles that Florida Southern have been able to find, especially on some of these back post shots, right? We've heard Mango talk about sitting front post, sitting back post, waiting for this ball to drop, and SU, they just barely have not quite made it there in time onto those back post, front post positions that we've heard them talk about.
And from what we've seen so far in game number 3 here, it's been a bit of a rough bounce. Kyazii has the ball, or the car, but not the ball. Astro took a beating on it, but also got to its original home.
Yeah, I believe that was Mango trying to go up and beat Astro out, but Astro, being the player that they are, just able to win that one out, finding the first goal here for Florida Southern in game number 3. This could very well be the last game of the series. Florida Southern with a 2-0 lead in the series thus far. Elim trying to find the angle, but Mango getting demoed will mean Shenandoah find themselves yet again back on the defensive side.
And a couple of these near misses here. Astro center over to Soj. And that's the kind of proactiveness I want to see. Elim instead of sitting back in the net, waiting for the read on it, goes straight ahead and clonks Soj on the nose. See, if you do that, you deny the shot in the first place instead of having to react. Elim, though, incredible Gary, the double tap. I saw the vision. Just did not connect in the front line. Kyazii on the follow-up, wraps it around, nails that bottom left corner, and we are tied up again.
I mean, Kyazii with that angle off of the wall, kind of similar to what Mango did earlier in game number 1, the first goal, the self-pass in that same corner as well. Shenandoah able to tie this one up, 1-1. Mango winning out on that kickoff, keeping the ball in Florida Southern's half of the pitch, but unable to capitalize as we go reset for these boosts, for these angles. Mango back on defense, finds the save. Zipper with the follow-up, blocked by Kyazii. Now, Shenandoah, what can you do with the momentum?
And the 50's already looking a ton better. Just going to throw it out there. And the Hornets look nice and refreshed. We had a longer break during that time, 5 minutes for these players to stand up, get some water, go outside and breathe some fresh air. Why don't you? And clearly, it has paid off in the way that these players are feeling right now. I can see the confidence is back up. There's more offensive opportunities, and it's making players like Soj sweat it a little.
Zipper now trying to find these clears. Kyazii up in the air, pushing it back over to the corner. Zipper with the cross, but no one there for Florida Southern. Elim getting them out, however, means Mango and Kyazii need to hold the line. They do so. Mango passing it over to Elim, trying to find these clears, but Zipper still in position to stop any forward momentum that the Hornets gain.
Some clutter in that corner means the defensive support isn't exactly available. Kyazii had the first save, but not the second. It continues to be these just hand-fed plays.
Elim able to get that touch, but Astro already in position, having the read on where this ball is going to go, where Elim is potentially going to send it. Able to find the goal. Zipper now with a potential angle, but Kyazii able to bump that one out of harm's way, trying to beat Soj out here in this 1v1, but the patience coming through from the Florida Southern player strikes true, and they maintain possession of the ball.
Yep. Florida Southern, it's been kind of the same thing. Zipper to start us off, maybe getting over to Soj, but I guess Zipper this time getting a little fancy with it. Attempted flip reset there. The momentum kind of died out halfway through. And Florida Southern will take a little bit of a reset. Mango, didn't quite have the boost behind him. Beat out Astro in that race to the ball here, and kind of in this little tussle stage, you can have that possession more, just bonking heads.
Mango now in the air yet again, trying to push this one out of their half of the pitch. Kyazii in the air, Mango with the disrupt as well, tying it up at 2 apiece. This is what we're used to seeing from this SU squad.
Yep, it's that teamwork coming into play, and noticeably, this pace has slowed down. I'm not seeing players having to zip after this ball with like panic in their eyes anymore. It's like, all right, Mango, you're set up for this play. Kyazii's going to go ahead and feed it through. You knock the defender, and suddenly we have ourselves a goal.
To the scoreline, a minute 45 to go here in game number 3. Zipper sending it to the corner. Soj with the Astro, with the follow-up. Soj now on that rebound, but unable to make strong connection with that one. Mango in position again, trying to find the cross, but won't be able to find a Shenandoah player. Astro again in the air, flip reset. Will he find it? Yes, he will. My goodness, Astro is on fire.
Like, what do you do about that, honestly? Look at this juggle into the flip reset and just taps it perfectly into the corner. I mean, that was through 3 defenders as well. Like, I don't know. Astro's just a force of nature at this point.
Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, Astro has been everywhere offensively for Florida Southern, finding the cross now, the pass over to Zipper, the defense coming through from SU, able to find that save. Mango, however, with potential to set up Elim here on this backside, but won't commit to that one just yet. Kyazii back on the defensive side, trying to get it past Zipper, but again, Florida Southern, they do such a good job of finding these bumps, and whew, that was a close call off of that post.
You saw Mango do probably the fastest 180 of his life right there. It's like, wait a minute. I probably should be a little concerned about that, but hey, they 180 this ball just enough to get at the orange side of the field, which is what you like to see if you're a Shenandoah Esports fan. Zipper, though, has been great at these clears, kind of just carrying it over everybody. Now on Mango attempting to return that momentum, actually passed down midfield. Elim gets himself in a bit of traffic and can't find it home.
I loved the idea coming through from Mango, trying to take so much attention off of themselves to set up Elim for a potential opening shot, but Florida Southern did a great job at reading that play, knowing where that one was going to go. And now, with not a whole lot of time left, a shot on goal from Mango, just barely off of that crossbar. Now 8 seconds remain, down 1. They need to try to find the angle. Soj gets the demo onto Elim. 1 second remains. They might just spike it. Still up in the air, and no one on defense other than Soj for Florida Southern. It's still up. Kyazii able to dribble that one out. Shots on goal, but not able to find it. 3-0 win here for Florida Southern.
And a massive fight back there at the tail end of Game 3. They found their momentum, they found their rhythm, but unfortunately it was just too little, too late. Having to get warmed up through Games 1 and 2 there. Made it rather tricky to get 3 games in a row after from that point, but a 1-goal difference is much better than a 3-goal one that we saw in our previous ones.
No, yeah, that is very true, right? We saw progress pretty much throughout the entire series, right? Specifically in this Game 3, they looked a whole lot better than they did in Game 2. Game 1, the start was relatively the same, right? But they just weren't able to keep that momentum and that consistency throughout the series. And I mean, props to Florida Southern as well. Astro and the squad pulling up huge with a 3-0.
I mean, I can see why it's called Astro. He's like literally just coming down from the stars there with every one of those shots. And the Hornets did their best, but that is so hard to actually get behind. We saw some great defensive plays, and I think it was, again, you got to get your feet wet. And eventually you have to be ready to take that plunge, which they were in Game 3. They almost had it. It was a close one, but once they kind of figured out what could be an answer to their problem, the game was already set and done. Big shout out. I want to shout out Kyazii though, especially. He's continuing this insane positive turn that we saw at the tail end of last semester and is giving us really good signs for the next couple of months competition.
Yeah, I mean, he's grown a lot over the last few semesters, because if you take this team and put him against our team 3 semesters ago, it's not even close, right? It is a shellacking of the team 3 semesters ago, right? They have grown so much, and they've been really just kind of steady with their communication and how they have been playing together throughout the last couple of seasons, right? So a lot to work on still, of course. I mean, don't take it from me, I'm silver, but maybe just talk to someone that's better than me at the game. So
hey, this is kind of just the start. This is that building block that you wanted to get for your season, and I think that the Shenandoah Hornets can take a lot from just this series. They have their NACC matches actually later this week, if I'm not mistaken. So they'll be getting so they'll be getting that started as well. So quick turnaround between those. I believe I have their practice schedule. They practice. They have 2 games a week and then 3 practices and a VOD as well. So it's a packed week for this team, and even when we see them on Thursday, we could see a completely different look.
Yeah, I mean, Thursday, I believe Pagani will be in.
Yes.
So it'll be a little bit of a switch up here with the rosters, but also shout out to Pagani. I believe he qualified for NASCAR race tomorrow. I believe he sits 98 out of the top 100 collegiate racers.
Yeah, he's top 100 in collegiate in North America.
That's
pretty
dang
cool, man.
That's sick. Yeah, Talladega, I believe, is the first race. If you follow any NASCAR, you will know that is a very famous and popular track to race on. So that will be tomorrow on, I believe, the side stream will have Pagani's race going up. So if you want to give him some support, please do so, because I'm sure he would appreciate it.
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to that. When we have that coming up, we have after this we even have our Street Fighter too.
That is true.
I believe.
That is
so
true.
We'll have Kevin Clayton going ahead and taking over the game. And I've been trying to learn this game by watching him play. It looks so hard.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. There's a whole you have 4 buttons and the joystick, and there's 50 trillion combos with just those 5 kind of inputs. I don't know how he does it, but he's pretty darn good.
Yes. I'm really glad that we get to highlight a lot more of our fighting game players coming up to this semester. I mean, oftentimes we kind of shove our, for lack of a better term, we kind of shove our fighting game players off in a corner and just say, hey, you do you, and then you got your core esports titles like Overwatch, League of Legends, Valorant, all that stuff that's going on, Rocket League 2. So to have this opportunity to highlight them with the insane growth that the CFGC Collegiate Fighting Game Conference, I think is what it's called, the competition.
I think so.
CFGC. Something like that. That's had, they think they have over 500 players now, up from 80 just last year. So I mean, this is a really big thing that's coming up within the collegiate scene. So having the opportunity to highlight our very own players in this, and I believe we have Tekken as well later in the week.
Oh, yes, we do. Yes. Yeah, I believe Mossman, is our Tekken player, so he'll be playing that on Wednesday. I think it's Gavin and Chris are casting that one together?
Don't look at me.
Hey, I'm pretty sure. Hey, we'll just say that.
Yes,
Gavin and Chris, I think,
we'll
are
say that.
Yeah, we'll find out on Wednesday.
Yeah,
It'll be a surprise if one of us pop up on that one.
Yeah. But hey, there's a reason that we're like saying, oh, I don't know anything about fighting games. We're not going to cast the fighting games.
Yeah.
I don't think that would end very well. So we're going to get the real experts on back here. It'll be Mossman and Gavin, I believe, taking over for us on the casting desk. Or excuse me, Jenkins and Mossman. I apologize. There we go. We're going to get our 2 new casters back here, switch a couple things around, but don't go anywhere, people. Our Shenandoah Esports streams are just getting started for the day.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another semester of Esports Madness. I am Ben Kincaid, joined by Molly Denz. How are you doing today?
Oh, it's a wonderful day for some esports, Ben. This winter break has been too long without our Shenandoah University bro. We had, I think the biggest thing that changed with our Rocket League team is that we no longer have an academy team. All of our rosters have combined, so there's now a total of 5 rostered players on our varsity squad this year.
Yeah, no,
we're feeling good. Had a chance to look at the bracket beforehand. Kind of a mixed feelings, mixed emotions kind of thing, but looking to get a good start here for the beginning of the season.
Absolutely. And I want to take a moment.
Now up on the screen, I mean, you can see Kyazie's excitement to be back in the driver's seat for the semester.
Excited we are. Look at him.
Look, oh yeah, is he making ears? Yeah, trying to hear the crowd. Yeah. Oh, he's such a goof. I love him. It's in a very positive light. Don't worry.
I can't even tell you who this is. I gotta sit down.
Oh,
there we go.
Okay, yep, there he is.
Love that. See,
Oh my goodness. Looking at last season, Florida Southern, they went all the way to LCQ, right? Getting knocked out 3-2 to Condor Esports, but they have at bay. I mean, they might be looking pretty good this year.
Become more of a demolition kind of deal, you know?
Demo derby.
Yeah, we've seen him before. Yeah, Mango too. He likes to get a little aggro. Like if he's angry, you're gonna know it. We'll just be cars exploding, and usually he's the culprit. Typically, that doesn't happen in game number 1. The pace tends to start a little slow as these teams are kind of feeling each other out for the day. But this is a good sign, Ben. It means we're getting just about ready to head for our first best of 5 series of the year.
Yeah, I can't wait. I am so excited to watch some car soccer, specifically this team that we have here at Shenandoah. 3 semesters together thus far playing as this unit. Let's go into kickoff. Kyazii taking control for Elim. Just barely gets on that ball.
The vision is there. The comms were in place. A little bit off on the positioning.
Hello and welcome back. Sorry for the wait. My name is Will Jenkins, aka Wilson. Joining me on the desk is Mossman, and we got some Street Fighter action for you guys here tonight. And before we get into that, let's talk about what transpired right before this. Rocket League, unfortunately, falling 3-0 in their match. But still a lot of positives to take away from that, so hopefully being able to see what they can build on that. But tonight, let's talk way awesome Kevin. I mean, absolutely just, I cannot wait to watch him go to work on the sticks.
I cannot wait either. It's been way too long since we've had Street Fighter 6 on stream. It's popping off right now. We have a new DLC coming out Wednesday, which I think it's like 2 weeks till we can use new DLC characters in CFGC. So it'll be a little while for that. But anyways, the hype is high as it's ever been for Street Fighter. I'm really excited to watch Kevin gameplay today.
Yeah, no, it's really going to be a great atmosphere, I think, as well, because as you said, we haven't really had it on stream in a while. So I think starting things off strong, being able to showcase the talent that we have in that regard across really all our fighting games as well. Shout out Kip on the
Guilty Gear. I don't think he's playing this semester.
He's probably focusing
shout out
on
Kip
Smash.
anyways.
Yeah, shout out Kip anyways. Shout out to Smash team. But I believe we have it should be 3 matches here today, right? For CFGC.
3 best of 5s.
Yeah. So,
and you play out the entire way. But
yeah.
I don't know who he's playing today exactly.
Yeah.
You don't really get character information, especially on the first week.
Mm-hmm.
But be interesting to see who he has.
Yeah, it definitely should be interesting, but we're actually going to throw it over to what? Okay. Sorry. But it really should be just a phenomenal matchup here. And as you said, it's hard to get that data, but last semester, Wyatt Kevin had a great run in CFGC and was really able to really make a name for himself out there. People were kind of like, never heard really of this guy. Just kind of came onto the Street Fighter 6 scene and is now just doing really, really well for someone that came in without being known.
He's picked up Bison really well, and I think we're going to have an interview with him very shortly. I believe now we're going to have an interview with Way Awesome Kevin, so we're going to send it on over there. Go ahead and see what's up with Kevin.
Thanks, guys. I want to welcome you back here to the Esports Arena. We just got to watch our Rocket League team kick off their season here in this very exciting space, but that's not all this space is used for. I want to take you over to this side of the arena where we have a lot more of our fighting game action, where we will be focusing here tonight because I am joined by our very lovely Street Fighter player, Whack. Will be sitting next to me, and I just want to talk to you real quick before we get into game. First match of the season. I'm going to ask you similar stuff that I asked Mango, right? How are you feeling? How did you feel about last season? What are we thinking about today?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good so far. I had a nice, solid warm-up session, just trying to get everything back into, my muscle memory, getting my jump reads, all that stuff. And I've been getting really into the swing of things. So getting back into this, I'm hoping to do even better than I did last semester. I had like a 50% win rate, which sounds good on paper, but with fighting games, you want to be the king. And so to do that, it means you can't be dropping games just all over the place.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have to say, it's a little weird being on camera with you in this type of setting, right? We're used to talking over the guys sitting right next to you, but they are not in competition. You are. I want to take a moment to talk to you a little bit about your character, right? You play M. Bison, and if I'm not mistaken, this character has changed a little bit since the last time we saw you on stream. How do you feel about it? Are we going to see anything new tonight because of those changes or no?
Yeah, so when was it? It would have been when Terry released a couple months ago. And Bison did get nerfed slightly. Thankfully, I've been able to adapt pretty quickly, just getting things back under control. A lot of it has come down to, I had this philosophy getting into the game that if a combo didn't end into mine, I was doing something wrong. Sure enough, there's a whole extra side to Bison's game plan that I really should be looking into, and I think I've got a good game plan of that going. So I'm feeling pretty good about it.
That is exciting, and I'll just ask you one more question before I turn you loose here. Have you been able to stay active during the off season? Right, I asked Mango a little bit about. We have a pretty long break here at Shenandoah, and that might mean more rust. I don't know. You tell me. Have you been able to stay warm, stay, comfortable, and be able to come back, or will you expecting a little bit of rust today?
I'm feeling real good. The big thing is over the last couple of days, I feel like something has clicked for understanding my opponent's game plan and sort of looking for ways to find my way back into the game. So if I'm ever in disadvantage, try to keep an eye out for, like, if I'm near a wall or something, I'm going to try to figure out a way to really get a good opening and bring that momentum back on my side rather than just snowball lose the game off of one poor interaction.
Awesome. Well, hey, don't let me keep you any longer. Good luck today, and we will be watching from the back. We will still have our roaming cam out here to get you all the beautiful shots of Way Awesome Kevin out here, but I'm going to throw it back to the guys on the desk so that they can cover this very exciting matchup.
Yeah, some really cool shots, or some would say some way awesome shots there. Hopefully, why you're not a fan of that one? Hopefully, getting some good angles of Kev as he just tears through the competition. Hopefully, but talking about Bison and these nerfs, Moss, you got anything on that?
Bison was nerfed. Not that much. Let's be real.
He's overplaying it.
He's a DLC character. He's not going to be nerfed that much because you get a little extra money for that. As Chris would say, you paid $6 for that. But anyways, I don't think Bison's nerfs are going to be too huge of a nerf specifically to Kevin, because like we said, it's been a while. Like we finished out the season mostly off stream last semester, but Kevin didn't stop playing.
Yeah,
Way Awesome Kevin kept playing, and he's talked to me a lot about how his bomb usage is a little different this year. And as we talk about his last semester, we see here he had a game record just above 50%. He was about right there.
Yeah,
54-51, 1.1 win-loss record. Character played, and Bison, the man himself.
Yeah, I mean, who else is he going to really play? And we do take a look at that win-loss record, as he mentioned, 50%. It is quite good if it's for your first time, but Kevin doesn't want to just be quite good. He wants to be the best. Some would say he wants to be way awesome. And the only way you do that is by not dropping rounds. Like he said, you don't want to drop these rounds after one missed interaction. So we're definitely going to see some different approaches from what we saw last time, I think, coming out from him. And, of course, the nerfs, as he said, and as you said, weren't that big to him, but it does end up inevitably changing the way characters interact, especially in a game with Street Fighter, where rock, paper, scissors essentially matters so much between interactions in on players.
Yeah, a lot of people love talking about the rock, paper, scissors. They love, especially when they're not that good, they love saying that, hey.
Wait, what are you trying to say?
It wasn't the skill there. It was all chance, but I don't think that's always the case here. And speaking of those nerfs here, before we get underway, I talked to Kevin a little bit before this, got his own thoughts on the tier list currently.
Ooh.
And we're going to go through that a little bit. He has as the best 3 characters currently in the game, in Way Awesome Kevin's mind, and I think that's
the correct decision. No one else's opinion matters.
It's his opinion. In the S tier, we have Rashid, Ken, and Akuma, and I agree completely.
Yes.
Rashid is so good. They just nerfed his tornadoes?
Slightly. Yeah.
Slightly. Still the best character in the game.
It's still going to be really good. It's
kind of wild, but
it's super impressive. And then seeing Ken and Akuma up there, two Shoto characters, I think is definitely something that you kind of keep your eye on it and be like, how is this going to affect the other Shoto character as well?
I mean, Ken just one person. I've watched a little bit of Maximilian Dude, and I think he put it very well. Ken plays Street Fighter 6 very well. His character in this game is built for the mechanics of drive rush, everything.
Yeah.
And it's just works wonders for him. You're ultra playing Street Fighter 6. You're leaning on all of those mechanics that this game has. That's why Ken is so good in this game. And let's go to Bison a little bit, since that is the character Way Awesome Kevin likes to play.
Yeah.
He has his own character in A tier, which I agree with too. I think S tier is just a bit above the rest. Besides Rashid, I think he's just like far and away the best character.
I think Rashid is the consensus that people are like, this is the character that you run if you want to make a run in tournaments.
Exactly. And he has up with our most recent DLC character, Terry.
Yes.
Who they love putting Terry in fighting games. I'm gonna say this is I like playing as Terry in different fighting games.
Third one?
It might be his fourth one.
I think it's his fourth one.
I think it's his fourth one. But Terry, who at first people kind of were like, he's good, but he's not like fantastic. Mm-hmm. But I think that people have kind of started to figure him out a little bit more over the past few months. And that's with like most fighting game characters that aren't like incredibly overpowered at first. They kind of takes a little bit to figure out, but now that they figured out Kevin has him in the A tier, which I kind of agree with. And then you have your very, very low tier characters, which I also agree with. You have Jamie, Dawson, and Lily. They're just not very viable in the current state of Street Fighter 6. Mm-hmm. But other than that, a lot of characters are pretty balanced for the most part. And the state of Street Fighter 6 is good enough to the point where people are just mostly complaining about the fact that they can't buy new costumes for the characters.
Well, that and also speaking on the lower tier characters, yes, they're down there, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad. Again, everything always revolves around the person piloting them. You know what I mean? So, yes, you could say, oh, this character isn't as broken. Yes, I know there's different cases to this, but it's also the terms of who's piloting that character, how much time have they put into it, how much effort have they put into it, and how well is their mental hold up as well, because that is such a big aspect of fighting games, is the mentality and how strong you can keep your mental if things just aren't going your way. And I think that's one of the biggest aspects that people don't really realize about fighting games.
Yeah, it's one thing to in the lab nail that combo you've been working on for weeks and weeks, but it's another thing to at a moment's mistake of the other player to hit that combo with absolutely zero mistakes. And I think that just speaks to fighting games in general.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that Kevin was struggling a little bit with at the start of the last semester, but throughout the semester watching him on stream, off stream, I think he's just gotten a lot better like in that time frame.
Yeah, no, and that is something you do tend to see just really with any esports team in general. I mean, we saw it with our Rocket League team throughout the years, and the difference from the beginning of the semester to the end of the semester is night and day. And you could really say that for any esports team in collegiate, and that's really what makes the end of the season so unpredictable. You don't know how much this team has gotten better versus this other team that might have been here and jumped up this much. So there's always a bit going into that that I don't think a lot of people take into account for. And it's as you said, you know, something could work perfectly for you in a lab, whereas you go into a full speed fight against someone else, it's not always going to work out, or they read something that you didn't think was readable, and then it doesn't work out. And you can kind of speak on this being in competing in Tekken. What do you think Wyatt and Kevin needs to do in order to find success here early on?
He mentioned to me how his combos are going to work a lot differently. We're going to see them not always end with a bomb. Bison, of course, loves placing that bomb onto the other character and kind of making them a little scared to really do anything.
Yeah.
But you're going to see a lot more power crush from Kevin this semester as a combo ender. Excuse me. I think that something that would really help him out as well is adjusting mid-set. That is one thing that I've learned as a player and for CFGC and Tekken, is that you could have the perfect game plan. Something could have worked 3 weeks in a row. You played that one person, and then all of a sudden your game plan is thrown out the window. You don't know how to react, what to do, especially when it's a character that you're not really favored in. So I remember there was a match last semester that Kevin had against the JP where he kind of adjusted a little bit and won a few rounds off of, but wasn't really able to get his feet set. And I think that if he can kind of react a little better on the fly this semester, I think he'll be able to prove that 50% win rate.
Yeah, and talking about little difficult matchups like you were talking about beforehand, I actually sat down with Wyatt and Kevin, asked him, I was like, what would you say are some of your hardest matchups right now? And he said, well, there's none that I really truly struggle with. First one he said was Rashid, which
top
tier character, makes sense why he would struggle with that. But then the other one was Luke, which kind of threw me off a bit. But when I sat down and thought about, how the character's movesets interacts with Bison, and I was like, I could definitely see this happening. And I'm surprised we didn't see anything from Ken or Akuma on the kind of struggling in ranked against them. And of course, CFGC is way more different than than is playing online ranked. But seeing Luke up there definitely was eye opening. But I don't know how many we're gonna see in CFGC.
You don't see too many. You see a lot of that's where you get a lot of weirder characters in CFGC.
Yeah.
People just like you'll see more JPs in there. I don't think you've seen a Dalsum. You'll never see a Honda. I don't think I've ever seen a Honda, if I'm being completely honest. But Kevin's going to see a lot of those characters that he finds that he struggles with.
Yeah.
Luke, maybe not as much, like we said, but probably going to find some Kens.
The Shoto characters,
for sure.
The Shoto characters are definitely going to be a given. People love, myself included, love Akuma. But playing Shoto characters, and with the spot that they are in right now from Kevin, it seems like it's not going to be an easy road, especially if they're playing against them. And you also got to always keep an eye out for a good Cammy player, because with how quick Cammy moves, it is so hard to react to some of those moves and punish them properly.
Yeah, Cammy is definitely... I believe Kevin had her at a B tier.
Yeah.
And she's a very good character. Obviously, Punk just won EVO with Cammy last year. But Cammy is definitely a higher execution character than a lot of the others in the game.
Yeah.
But she doesn't do a lot of damage, and they did just nerf one of her best moves. One of her best normal moves.
Better moves.
Yeah. They nerfed a good bit. She's still really, really good. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to downplay Cammy at all. But those Shoto characters will give pretty much anyone a hard time, because they just play the game straight up, and they usually have a lot of advantage. Just in frames
and not to mention the safety you can play as well from range with the fireballs that they get. But you can also exploit when they go to use the Shoryuken. When they go, I believe that's the one where they rise up. That can be punished if it misses. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on as well. If he runs into any of the Shoto style characters. But I expect that we're going to see a lot of Rashid.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of Rashid. As for Shoryukens, you're probably going to see a lot of wake-up Shoryukens. That's just how it works around here. People just love putting that wake-up DPs. We're going to see pretty much every move.
Any character
that
you
can
can
just
cheese besides Honda and Dalsim.
Yeah, pretty much.
You won't see those two, but you'll see the other ones. So I want to kind of pick your brain a bit here on really what kind of mentality a fighting game competitor will go through before a match.
Well, once you find out what character you're playing against, you gotta come up with a game plan. But I think we are about to take a BRB, so we're gonna go ahead and hold that thought, and we'll see you after the break.
Shenandoah University is a big little university rising.
With 22 Division III sports teams, over 200 areas of study,
over 300 annual performances, an elite academic esports program,
nationally ranked health professions programs, one of the biggest university presences on Broadway,
immersive AR and VR learning programs,
cybersecurity and computer science programs, and innovative undergrad and graduate programs.
all at a place that cares for you.
Shenandoah University is the big little university rising. Find out more at su.edu/rising.
We have the Esports Arena right here on campus in Winchester, Virginia, and this facility acts as the hub for all esports activity at Shenandoah University. Students are able to use this space not just for competition and practices, but also as a living learning community and a sandbox for them to come and explore and practice and try out things related to and through esports in the gaming industry, so that they're getting that hands-on learning and the skills necessary to help them find a career by the time they graduate. We also have the professional level broadcast production booth, where we do all of our broadcasting and production, from casting of our games that we play right here on campus to working with outside entities to record footage for them as well. In addition to the space that we have here in the Esports Arena is the Esports War Room. Our students get to use that space for studying, but also outside projects. So our students get to use this space for professional development and the academic side of our esports program, which is such a critical component to go with that competitive element that we have. So we combine all of our facilities at Shenandoah University with competition, community, and career preparation. We have over 250 days of programming, and there's something for everybody, and we want you to be part of it.
I don't understand it. This wasn't the plan. Don't wanna demand it. I've done what I can. And I never mentioned the times you were rude. And I never mentioned when you hid the truth. Scared to lose it all. I will stand a chance. And I don't wanna fake it. What if I can't walk away? Got me saying away. Hoping I don't make the same mistake. Same mistake. Hoping I don't make the same mistake. I don't like to leave things unresolved. Maybe it's madness. I'm begging you, please pick up the call. You're causing me damage. I should've known, wasn't your fault. Don't even matter. I wasn't thinking clear, trying to take it there. Scared to lose it all. I won't stand a chance. And I don't wanna fake it. What if I can't walk away? You got me standing in the rain. Hoping I don't make the same mistake. Same mistake. Hoping I don't make the same mistake. I'm just standing in the rain, hoping I don't make the same mistake. Hand out she holds, it's feeling like we've been here before. We're both so broke, that's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't walk too slow, we can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before. We've all been here before. it'll keep us afloat. Don't work too slow, we can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before. 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 We've all been here
And we are back just like that. Sorry for that short delay, but we were able to find out what matchups our very own Way Awesome Kevin is going to be fighting against tonight. So, Moss, if you would care to talk about those at all.
So, he's fighting a Kimberly and an Akuma. Now, what's very funny about that is that he absolutely positively hates fighting Kimberly and absolutely loves fighting Akuma. So we're going to get
which is so weird, given
sides
their
of the spectrum there. And Kimberly, mostly he hates because of one of her slide moves that she has. And I'll keep talking until it looks like we're about to get into it here in a minute. But Kimberly has a slide move that can be enacted really quickly, and it's a little hard to react to. She also has her spray cans that are used kind of more as distractions or like kind of bombs.
Yeah.
And then as for Akuma, Akuma has a lot of tools in this game. But
I love it.
For Kevin, he believes that he just kind of can guess what the other player is going to use coming up here, as I think we are about to get into the game, and it's going to be Akuma first.
Yeah, and just really opening with that bomb, as you said, he's going to try and be more smart with those placements. We see Drive Rush there, but great parry to stop it right there. And Akuma just being really aggressive out of the gate. Both of them being really aggressive out of the gate.
Kevin is going to try a lot of the match to get the other person into that corner, and it's kind of backfiring him a little bit right now, but that Power Crush is going to push him out a little bit, try to gain some space, keeping that pressure onto the Akuma here, as both players trying to feel each other out here. A couple of moves, huge parries there coming out of Way Awesome Kevin, huge low.
Yeah,
a couple of blows back and forth, and Way Awesome Kevin's going to take the first round here.
Yeah, great job by Way Awesome Kevin to just sit back and take a bit of damage. We see that Akuma just run through the drive gauge so quickly, and it ends up costing them the first round there. As we see Way Awesome Kevin out of the gate with a great combo.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful job keeping the Akuma in this corner, and he's just going to keep that pressure up as Way Awesome Kevin takes the first set. Absolutely wonderful job there, not letting the pressure go, not letting the pressure die down there against the Akuma.
Yeah, and we see Drive Rush again out the gates from that Akuma, and yet again, it's wasted drive meter as Way Awesome Kevin just reads it perfectly, is able to punish them for it.
Huge grabs. That's like the third time that he's done that this set already. Those grabs in the corner, those are always going to kill you. It's just really hard with all of the mechanics in this game to guess if they're going to grab you off wake up or if they're just going to absolutely send moves straight into you, as he will not let Akuma get out of that corner, as he might be stuck there for the rest of the series.
We have drive enhanced flip kick, as Kevin likes to call that move, and it just is so hard to read sometimes because it covers so much ground for Bison and really allows him to gap close against people that are playing back, which is exactly what this Akuma is trying to do, because they're trying to just judge what he's going to do. But we see the Drive Rush combo coming up from Way Awesome Kevin into the grab, and that Akuma is so low and just desperate to try and defend.
Yeah, as Kevin has told me before, at the end of a combo, if he grabs, he is just knowledge checking them, and it is working out, as this Akuma really doesn't know what to do against any of Kevin's options, and he's just absolutely killing it tonight.
Yeah, no, really in his bag right now, but now we see Akuma try and take a little more of an aggressive angle, we see Kevin trying to do a little bit of a wake-up right there, but not really landing too much. Anti-air does not matter, though. Great job there by Kevin to read that Akuma's move.
Yeah, Kevin in the air has a lot of options. He has that double stomp. He has that upside-down T-pose, as I like to call it, as he sends that overdrive power crush to try and keep Akuma in check. Those neutrals are going to get to Kevin.
Yeah.
Kind of just getting a lot of just damage in here and there, just very short stints of damage here.
Yeah, and one thing is too, you know, to see this Akuma perform like this after the first two rounds really were not that close, but we see another aerial option there from Bison, and now it's, as Kevin said, at the end of moves and at the end of combos, if he grabs, it's just going to be a knowledge check, you know. And right now, this is exactly where he wants to be, in the corner, and it's going to be level 2 coming out, and that should be enough for the round for Way Awesome Kevin.
That was a huge round, especially after the first one that Akuma took. Now, what's getting this Akuma kind of caught off guard is Kevin was playing kind of slow at first, waiting for him to make the mistake. And it was working. And now that Kevin kind of knows where this Akuma is going, he's just laying out all the stops, and Akuma just can't really do anything.
Oh, we do see the Akuma read the throw that time, but bomb is on him, and Kevin says he loves to be aggressive when he has those bombs on people. Wait for them to try and make a mistake and capitalize off it.
Yeah, now, Kevin's kind of just reading it out, and I think the Akuma's adjusting a little bit here, so it's keeping Kevin back. Not being as aggressive. Both players kind of trying to feel each other out in this last round. This is a huge round. Kevin is going to take it.
Yeah.
And we'll go 3-0. Win the set technically, but in the CFGC, we play out all 5. So here we go, set number 4.
Yeah, and another thing to note is Akuma was sitting on meter 3 and critical art for quite a long time in that, but just never had an opening to get that in. And we see just more of the same. We see Way Awesome Kevin just force him into the corner, but we do see a great Shoryu to try and escape out of that, but really can't capitalize off it. Great throw to counter the advance by Way Awesome Kevin, but that Akuma on a sliver of health.
Yeah, you can definitely tell in fighting games when someone's playing a little antsy, they don't really know what options to go with. They just kind of feel outclassed, and that's what it kind of felt like all 3 sets here so far. Is Kevin is doing exactly what I wanted him to do, adjust constantly. Don't let the other player know what you're going to do next. We're starting off slow, then we're laying on the aggression, and now we're just kind of finding a sweet spot there in the middle.
Yeah, and right now we see this Akuma playing very conservative. We see a lot of neutrals, a lot of defensive play, but to be understood when your health is as thin as that. But gets Way Awesome Kevin down to about half. So really a great job there to kind of adjust after a rough start there.
Now is the time to see whether or not Kevin's going to continue to lay on this aggression, as it looks like he is.
Oh my goodness!
Because after the first 3 sets, you win 3-0. That's when the other player can maybe take a set off of you that they shouldn't.
What a parry!
And as we see this Akuma try to find out of the corner, now we're at a little bit of stalemate. But that double foot stomp to the head is gonna come in, do a little bit more damage. Kevin reading the grab, going with the OD power crush and the throw to end the round.
Yeah, and another one there where Akuma had full meter but just couldn't capitalize on it. He didn't have a chance. Way Awesome Kevin is just too up in his face, way too oppressive, and as a result is going to end up losing that round. And now one I guess set or round away.
One set away, yeah.
Yeah, one set away from
taking
5-0.
the series 5-0 here, as this Akuma playing very, very slow, but that'll cost him as he's now in the corner, and Kevin's just laying on the combo, and round 1 of this last set is over here as Kevin takes it.
Yeah, and right now it's just, you can see what his game plan is and what he wants to do, and it does not matter what Akuma's going to throw at him. Kevin just outclassing him in speed and skill and strength, pretty much anything right now. Just absolutely killing it. Although we do see a couple of good drive rushes out of Akuma there, trying to make use of it. But now Kevin finds himself on the back ropes, being the one forced into the corner.
Yeah, the Akuma, every once in a while, able to find that one frame that he has a chance at finally going on the offensive, and it's working out as this grab's going to take the round for him. But once that happens, Kevin takes a couple seconds to kind of feel out, see what Sonata is going to do.
Yeah.
And then kind of just regains here as we see a huge throw into the drive rush. Now has the Akuma already in the corner with another throw. And now you just got to kind of guess your way out of the corner.
Yeah, and if you are Sonata, you definitely take a positive away from that last round. You know, that was a great job there. You know, you've been getting beaten to the corner the entire game. And now I'm expecting to see a drive impact here from Way Awesome Kevin. Or maybe not. Akuma able to escape out of that corner. And now we are going to see level 3 come out from Akuma. This is going to be a good amount of damage, but not going to be enough to take out Way Awesome Kevin. And as I was saying, you know, if you are Sonata, you got a lot of positives to take away from this with that last round. And maybe even this one if you can pull it off, but you got to be careful with Way Awesome Kevin having full meter, but almost no health. Oh.
He does get taken down. Kevin does lose the last set in this best of 5. However, like we stated before, he had already won the series 3-0, and now the final score is going to be 4-1 against that Akuma. And what we were talking about before, after I interviewed Kevin off stream, he loves fighting Akuma.
Yes.
And we saw it right there. There were a few times where the Akuma was able to get a little aggressive, but after that, Kevin kind of just felt it out in the moment and was able to take advantage of every single mistake the Akuma made.
Yeah, and kind of continuing my point that I never really got to finish while we were talking during the stream. If you are that Akuma, yes, you lose 4-1, but there are a lot of positives to take away. You have that last round, able to take it, but you also have the round before the final one that they won, and it looked really good from the Akuma. They were able to pull off some chains, pull off some combos. So maybe finding that consistency is really going to help determine success in this league, because it is a long, long season ahead. You know, this is just week 1, but let's shift it back towards Kevin now. We saw exactly what game plan he wanted to do, and there was no stopping him in doing it.
Yeah, there really wasn't. Kevin was just able to really do whatever he wanted. That corner is what won him the game.
Corner's his best friend.
Every single round, push the Akuma in the corner. There were a few times where they just wanted to swap spots because they thought it was funny, but every single round, within maybe like 5 or 7 seconds, Way Awesome Kevin had the Akuma in the corner, and there was pretty much just no coming back from that because by the time he was out of the corner, if he got out of the corner,
he had
like maybe 5% health left. So it was kind of just really bad. A lot of chip damage coming in from Kevin. And even when Whack wasn't able to like take advantage of some of those mistakes Sonata was making, he kind of backed off a little bit, rethought out his situation, rethought out his game plan, and was able to adjust just like I had hoped he would, and it worked out perfectly for him.
Yeah, and one thing, speaking about pushing them in the corner and all that, when I was watching him warm up before the game, I was like, hey, you know, you put people in the corner a lot. Why don't you go for drive impact more? And his response was, well, because it's so easy to punish. And as someone who is not quite as good as the game, I kind of was like, you know, that makes a lot of sense. But it's not out of the question, especially when you see them without their drive gauges. It's so tempting to be like, oh, you're in the corner? Drive impact. That's definitely something that could be added in, but likely won't see too often unless he knows that he can get away with it. Because for those of you that don't know, no drive meter and you get drive impacted in the corner, you will get stunned and your opponent is free to do whatever move they want against you. So it is not a good situation to be in defensively at all. But based on what we saw out of the game, Way Awesome Kevin does not need a drive impact.
No, and honestly, drive impact is really scary because like if you hit it, it's just a game of reaction speed.
Yes.
Because you hit it, there's no going back, and you just got to hope that they didn't react with the same exact option. Because especially at this level of play, there are no Street Fighter 2 lovers here. All these people are not 40 years old. They have the reaction time to be able to react to this drive impact. So it's a little scary when you're in the corner because, like, if you have him in the corner, you already have the advantage anyways. Why would you take that extra risk when if you just kind of keep getting chip damage on him, there's a good chance you're going to win that round, and it's better to play a little safer in that instance.
Yeah, and so let's kind of switch gears back to you mentioned the Kimberly matchup. And the Wyatt just doesn't like it, the dash move and all that. Kimberly also is going to play completely different than Akuma.
Yeah, Kimberly, you have to play Kimberly aggressive, especially, I believe the player is a lower rank than Kevin is, so when you don't feel as though you're at the skill level of the other person, while you got to have confidence. You can't, if you second guess yourself at any second, you're probably going to lose the set. So this Kimberly player is going to have to take advantage of the advantages that Kimberly has, like that slide move that Kevin doesn't really like. I mean, I don't think any of us like it because it can be hard to react
I've not
against
had
it,
good experiences
especially against
Kimberly.
a Tekken player like me. I can't react that fast. But I think that Kevin showed us a lot of improvements comparatively. And actually, looks like we do have the other player in because there are
Kimberly
3 players.
really
we were
weird.
questioning whether or not that third player was going to get in. Kimberly looks a little weird here. That's actually Ken. We were talking about Ken before these matches started. Ken just plays Street Fighter 6 very well.
Yes. And we already see both of them at half health.
Yeah, a lot of these CFGC matches, especially the first set, because you have so many opportunities, because it's a best of 5, you're going to just send everything at first. See how the other player is going to react. And here it just looks like we're punching everywhere. Look at that. Oh, absolutely huge.
What?
This is what I mean. Game of reaction speed here once you hit that drive impact as Ken goes and takes the first round.
Wow. So I'm so glad I talked about drive impact, and they were nice enough to give me a exact idea on what I was talking about so people can see it. But great job there. But now we see way awesome Kevin has him in the corner. The Bison combo's coming out. We see Super Crusher as well, and he's just juggling him in the air. And we see it into level 2, and that should be enough for the kill.
Absolutely wonderful round there.
Wow.
Perfect. Oh my goodness. That is how you play Street Fighter 6 right there. Absolutely wonderful look. After that first round, Kevin just knew exactly what he was going to do going into it, and it looks like he might do it again as he already has the Ken in the corner. Back it up, kind of waiting for a mistake to be made.
And
as he finds that mistake, places the bomb, has the Ken in the corner, Power Crush comes through. Absolutely insane play here from Way Awesome Kevin to win set 1.
Back-to-back perfect KOs from Way Awesome Kevin to take round 1. And oh my goodness, can we talk about that Ken trying to do a wake-up neutral and just getting absolutely punished for it?
Yeah, that was a whiff punish right there. That was.
Oh my goodness. He did it twice too. And it cost him the round.
I guess he was just scared. He felt the aura of Way Awesome Kevin. He couldn't get away from it. And it looks like, the wake up Shoryuken comes through. And the Power Crush comes through too. Both miss. As now Way Awesome Kevin has to find his way out of the corner. The throw comes through. Absolutely huge drive impact. The Ken not able to react in time. Kevin now has him exactly where he wants him. Level 2 comes through.
Kill?
And I don't believe it's going to kill. It's going to get really close. As Kevin trying to wait. He knows he can take his time, or can he? Gets grabbed. Just a sliver of health left.
Oh,
he doesn't want to take any chip damage, and the Power Crush gets stopped.
Didn't realize he didn't have any meter there. That's an unfortunate situation to be in if you are Way Awesome Kevin. But again, you still have a chance to do this as well. 0 meter to 2, definitely going to be something to keep an eye on. But we see a great drive rush there, closing the gap, and now we see him juggling the Ken in the corner.
Yeah, a couple of whiffs there on the Ken side. Bomb placed. Doesn't really do much except keep that Ken in the corner exactly where Way Awesome Kevin wants him to take round number 2 here of the second set. And we're going to see here, it's 1-1, set number 2. This is a huge set to take for either player.
Yeah, no, this is definitely going to be, I think, the tipping point in this matchup. We see Bomb go off, no damage there because of the block from Power Crusher, and now we see the Ken just try and pray that he can live while in this corner, but Way Awesome Kevin with advantage on that move, and we're going to see level 3, and that should be it for this round. Way Awesome Kevin, level 3 connects, and is going to send, we still got 3 more rounds, but you know.
Yeah, that is a huge set for Way Awesome Kevin to win right there, because now you're on serious point. And we're going to see what this Ken is going to have to try and take a different approach here, but it's not starting off very well for him as Kevin's already, man, it feels like every round, I should stop saying the word corner because like,
yeah, it's just like an understood.
It's an understood fact of life that Kevin's going to have the other player in the corner by the time the timer hits like 50. So
yeah, and we saw the Ken using drive really early on in the game there, really trying to find just damage onto the Bison, but Kevin reading it perfectly and not allowing that to happen. But now we see Ken trying to reverse the roles a bit, get him in the corner with these throws and whatnot, And now we see the wake up neutral going to come out from Kevin, and now the combo begins, because guess what? He can do combos in the corner, but he doesn't always need the corner to do them.
He does not always need the corner to do them. And like I was saying before, once you start losing, then you start getting a little less confident, then you stop playing aggressive. And that spelled the death for that Ken there in that third set.
Yeah. And
here,
really,
as Kevin's going to win the series 3-0, but like we said before, we love playing out these best of fives all the way through, as we're going to head here into set number 4.
Yeah, and we see more of the same, the bomb juggling in the corner, and this is what he talked about, how his combos have changed. We wouldn't have usually seen. Are you kidding me?
I mean, there's been enough said at this point. Kevin is playing extremely well here, as I believe there is a tech issue.
That's
sadly. I think that Kevin's moves were just too powerful. His aura too much for
our stream setup.
Street Fighter 6 to handle. Maybe this is what keeps happening. Maybe this is why the Street Fighter devs, Capcom, cannot figure out how to make more costumes, because all their computers keep crashing when Kevin's playing.
Yeah. No, it really just might be his fault. I'm gonna have to talk to him about that. But I mean, can we talk about how the Ken tried to reverse the rules, right? Tried to have Kevin in the corner. It's like, oh, I'm just going to do, just knockdown after knockdown, force you get into neutral. And Kevin's just
wait.
I'm going to wake up neutral. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Gameplay.
We got the roaming cam.
Gameplay here. Absolutely wonderful camera work here. I believe that's probably Chris or Gavin. As we see, once again, who would have thought? We cut the gameplay. Kevin has the other player in a corner. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone here, as looks like this first round of Center 4 is already going to go to Kevin with the head stomp.
Hey,
the horses neigh in the background. That means round's over. Goes to Kevin.
Shout out, sincere support on that camera out there for us, getting us this footage. So you guys can at least see Kevin put him in the corner another 5 times before the next match. But we just see more of the same. These bomb placements are just so brutal. And now we see the Shoryu just get absolutely punished. That is the downside of that move. It is so easy to punish afterwards. Such a big window of opportunity. And guess who's going to take advantage of that every single time? It's way awesome, Kevin.
Look at that handsome man. Look at that wonderfully handsome man. He does not play games. He will put you in a corner, and he will take the round here.
Hey, he's playing games, but he's not playing games.
Up 4-0.
Just absolutely dominating performance here from way awesome Kevin. 2-0.
No remorse.
A 4-1, and then a 5-0. And if you want to know how to play Bison, just watch him.
Just watch Kevin. I mean, there was no remorse. Did you see his face after he just 5-0'd?
He was smiling.
He wasn't even smiling. He was showing no emotion. He was like, been here, done that. You can't stop me. I'm going to put you in the corner. I'm probably going to throw a bomb on you, and then I'm going to win the round. That's just how it's going to work here.
And if you are that Ken, it's just so hard. I mean, we saw Ken try to reverse the rules, but I think at that point it's just a knowledge gap at the end of the day. And best of luck to them. Like we said before, CFGC, this is such a long season. This is just the beginning of it. But a great start is very, very important. And for them, it's best to not get discouraged and keep moving forward. But in terms of way awesome Kevin, I mean,
what is there to say?
I mean, there's a lot to be said, but I don't know if I could say them because it's just so hard to quantify.
There was one thing that can be said. Those sets were way awesome.
Yeah, some would say super way awesome. And we got a little special announcement here from our very own Benjamin Kincaid giving us the... I'll allow you to hold this. And
I can hold it?
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
We can both hold it. How about that?
Look at that.
Wow, and look at this. You guys should do exactly what this says. You guys should follow at Shenandoah Esports and... Shout out Grandma.
Shout out Grandma.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah.
Go hit up your mom. Go hit up your grandma. Say, hey, I love you. You do so much for me.
Always tell your grandmother you
Always
love them.
tell them
Every single chance you get.
Thank you, Ben.
Love grandmas.
Appreciate it. Do you want this back?
Want this back? We're going to keep it? We can keep it.
Oh, thank you so much.
We can put it anywhere we want. The world is our oyster. This is wonderful. I'm probably just going to put it right here.
Yeah, just leave it there for now. But you guys should follow on all our socials.
And follow and say, Kevin is way awesome in our comment section.
I might comment and say Kevin's way awesome after watching those last 2 sets.
I think anyone would.
Did you see him out there? I live with him, and I'm gonna pass him on my way to like the sink or whatever. I'm just gonna say, hey, you're way awesome, man.
Way awesome.
I mean,
those combos were way awesome.
Dude, those
that
combos
spacing
were
was way
on
awesome.
point. Yeah. Can we talk about the spacing? I mean, just absolutely perfect. And that's one thing I think Bison does that a lot of people don't really realize is he closes space so quickly.
Easily, yeah.
That flip kick, as Kevin likes to call it, it just covers so much ground, especially due to the heavy variation or the drive version of it. It closes so much space so quickly. It's so hard to react to.
Yeah. And he just did an absolutely wonderful job tonight.
Yeah.
Shout out, way awesome Kevin. Every factor of his game was on point. He only dropped 1 set tonight.
Yep.
Absolutely wonderful work. Every facet of the game. Shout out, way awesome Kevin.
Yeah, and shout out you guys for sticking around towards the end, and thank you guys so much for being here. But I think that's going to do it for us for tonight. Be on the lookout for more streams, and we'll see you guys later.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another semester of Esports Madness. I am joined by Molly Dents. How are you doing today?
Oh, it's a wonderful day for some esports, Ben. This winter break has been too long without our Shenandoah University. I think the biggest thing that changed with our Rocket League team is that we no longer have an academy team. All of our rosters have combined, so now a total of 5 rostered players on our varsity squad this year.
Yeah, we're feeling good. Had a chance to look at the bracket beforehand. Kind of a mixed feelings, mixed emotions kind of thing, but looking to get a good start here for the beginning of the season.
Absolutely, and I want to take a moment.
Now up on the screen, I mean, you can see Kyazii's excitement to be back in the driver's seat for this semester.
Excited we are. Look at him.
Look, oh yeah, is he making ears? Yeah, trying to hear the crowd. Yeah. Oh, he's such a goof. I love him. That's in a very positive light. Don't worry.
I can't even tell you who this is. I gotta sit down.
There we go. Okay, there he is.
Love that. See,
my goodness. Looking at last season, Florida Southern, they went all the way to LCQ, right? Getting knocked out 3-2 to Condors Esports, but they had at bay. I mean, they might be looking pretty good this year.
Become more of a demolition expert kind of deal, you know?
Demo derby.
I mean, hey, we've seen him before. Kyazii, Mango too. He likes to get a little aggro. Like, if he's angry, you're going to know it. There will just be cars exploding, and usually he's the culprit. Typically, that doesn't happen in game number 1. The pace tends to start a little slow as these teams are kind of feeling each other out for the day. But this is a good sign, Ben. It means we're getting just about ready to head into our first Best of 5 series of the year.
Yeah, I can't wait. I am so excited to watch some car soccer, specifically this team that we have here at Shenandoah. 3 semesters together thus far playing as this unit as we go into kickoff. Kyazii taking control for Elim, just barely missing on that ball.
The vision is there. The comms were in place, a little bit off on the positioning on that ball. That's what you want to see from the Hornets. Mango.
Of that one, a clear, not quite on target. Kyazii back to receive that one. Shots on goal. Astro follows up and ties.
Favorable to take, and they haven't really been attempting them so far. Going for the more reaction type plays on the defense, which is really tricky when you find yourself in situations like
off into the corner, but now with a minute to go and playing this defensive side. Shot on goal from mid.
It's looking pretty darn good for them to close out game 1. The bounce in an awkward spot when this ball moves slow. That's when it gets scary, and only so just capitalize on it. 4-1 scoreline for the first game of the NACE season here, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. When we look at game 1,
Shenandoah University is a big little university rising.
With 22 Division III sports teams, over 200 areas of study,
Over 300 annual performances, an elite academic esports program,
Nationally ranked health professions programs, one of the biggest university presences on Broadway.
immersive AR and VR learning programs,
Cybersecurity and computer science programs, and innovative undergrad and graduate programs.
all at a place that cares for you.
Shenandoah University is the big little university rising. Find out more at su.edu/rising.
We have the Esports Arena right here on campus in Winchester, Virginia, and this facility acts as the hub for all esports activity at Shenandoah University. Students are able to use this space not just for competition and practices, but also as a living learning community and a sandbox for them to come and explore and practice and try out things related to and through esports in the gaming industry, so that they're getting that hands-on learning and the skills necessary to help them find a career by the time they graduate. We also have the professional level broadcast production booth, where we do all of our broadcasting and production, from casting of our games that we play right here on campus to working with outside entities to record footage for them as well. In addition to the space that we have here in the Esports Arena is the Esports War Room. Our students get to use that space for studying, but also outside projects. So our students get to use this space for professional development and the academic side of our esports program, which is such a critical component to go with that competitive element that we have. So we combine all of our facilities at Shenandoah University with competition, community, and career preparation. We have over 250 days of programming, and there's something for everybody, and we want you to be part of it.
got you, baby, I got you.